morning and good afternoon, everybody who's joining so far. Welcome. Please feel free to use the chat, drop in, your name, where you're calling in from, name of your brand. We'd love to see kind of who's in attendance here. Welcome, Amanda. Hello, Rebecca. Calling in from Spain. Wow. Hi, Layla. Right. We can give everybody a few more or 1 or 2 more minutes here just to anybody who's a couple minutes late into the call here. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Shannon. For those of you that just joined, feel free to drop your name, where you're calling in from, your brand into the chat. No pressure, of course. All right. I'm going to give one final minute here before we get started with our content for today. Hello, Bob. Hello, Sherry. Hey. It looks like our number is plateauing a little bit here. We got a couple more people rolling in, but I think we can probably get started in the interest of time. I know today we got about 30 minutes. So if we want to jump to the next slide here. All right. For those of us who are here and for anybody, I guess people who are coming in a couple minutes late, they might miss this first slide, but welcome to the Insider Partnership webinar, everyone. It's August 6th. Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to be here to kind of share some of this content with you all. To introduce ourselves, my name is Ian Melvin. I'm a brand success manager here at Faire on the food and beverage team. And I'm joined here by my colleague, Emily. Emily, please feel free to hop in.
Yeah, hi, I'm Emily Wolf. I'm a brand success manager on the beauty and wellness side of things. So nice to have everyone here today.
Wonderful. We could jump to the next slide. So just a couple quick notes before we get started with content with respect to how our webinars work. First off, they're recorded. We'll be sending this out after the webinar is over, so you can feel free to review this later. So don't feel too pressured to take every last note possible. You will have access. We've collected a bunch of your questions in advance, and there'll actually be a portion of time today dedicated to covering some FAQs that have come up consistently with regard to this program. But of course, if you have any questions that come up during the webinar itself or throughout the content, the Q&A section or Q&A functionality in Zoom will be open. You can submit your questions there. We actually have some fellow Faire folk on the call who are going to be kind of looking at those questions and providing answers as they best can. And if there's any we don't get to, we'll follow up post call. And of course, if you have any questions after the call, keep in mind that there is the Insider Partnership tab in the brand portal with a ton of information there. Some of those questions might be able to be answered in that with that content. But of course, you can always use the help center and email support if there's anything that isn't sufficiently answered there as well. Just keep those things in mind. We can jump to the next slide here. So our objective today is to give you all an overview of this Insider Partnership Program and make sure that we're all on the same page here. We're going to talk through how you can interpret what this will mean for your brand and how you can start thinking about that for yourself with respect to your specific brand situation. And then we'll cover those FAQs I had mentioned on the previous slide, which should provide some more nuanced insight into kind of how this program works in the background. We can jump to the next slide here and get started. So we're going to do a Insider Partnership overview now, and we can kick it off. Next slide, please. Nice. So Before hopping into the new insider partnership, I want to be sure to explain the existing insider program, since we've heard from a bunch of brands that they either didn't know about the insider program at all, or they knew about it and it was such a black box that they really couldn't wrap their heads around the ins and outs of how it works. One of the goals of this new program is to make sure that insider is something we're being much more transparent about and is much more high impact for brands. So with that said, the insider program today is a free shipping subscription program where retailers can pay a monthly subscription fee to get free shipping on select orders. On the screen, you can see what this looks like for an insider retailer when they're shopping today. On average, about 40% of what they shop for will be covered by insider free shipping. What brands show up as insiders is dependent on the expected shipping costs for the brands on the page. And historically, if the expected shipping costs were below 6% of the order total, a brand would show up as eligible for insider free shipping, covered entirely by Faire. We can go to the next slide. So the question then becomes, how are we evolving the insider program today, and how does the new insider partnership work if you choose to opt in, which we of course hope you do. If you opt in, Faire's commitment is to increase its coverage of insider free shipping on your brand for eligible insiders who find you through the marketplace, i.e. those 15% commission orders and customers. In exchange, you would opt in to cover free shipping on eligible Faire direct orders, i.e. those 0% commission orders and customers. For both of these scenarios, the eligibility for covered insider free shipping would increase so that instead of only showing up as an insider brand when shipping was expected to be lower than 6% of the order total, we could expand that threshold and cover shipping when it was expected to be lower than 10 to 13% of the order total. This would result in more free shipping coverage for your brand, and Faire would cover a lot of that cost. I want to note that part of this update to insider is that Faire will no longer fund insider free shipping for 0% commission Faire direct relationships, something that you may have experienced or observed in the past. And we'll be redirecting those funds towards driving you new orders through the marketplace. So next slide, please. So as part of this program, we did want to give brands agency to choose the option that works best for them. With that, we have the Insider Partner Program, Insider Partner Basic, and the option to not opt in. On the screen, you'll see the difference in these options at a high level. Starting on the left, if you opt into the Insider Partner Program, retailers will see you as a Faire insider when the expected shipping cost of their order is less than 13% of the expected order total. This will provide the greatest amount of insider free shipping exposure. Faire would pay for all insider free shipping on your marketplace, again, those 15% commission orders, basically investing up to 13% of your commission dollars into free shipping to drive you new customers. In return, you would cover free shipping on any eligible Faire direct orders where you're paying 0% commission. If you opt into the Insider Partner Basic, then everything would work effectively the same, but you would only show up as an insider eligible brand for retailers when the expected shipping on your order was less than 10% of the order total. Depending on your average shipping costs, this would result in less coverage, but could be a more economical option that you can consider. Lastly, if you choose not to opt in, Faire will still cover a baseline of free shipping for your brand through our insider program. This coverage will be similar to today, where you would cover, or be covered rather, when the estimated shipping is below 6% on marketplace orders. That said, again, as part of this change, we would no longer cover any insider free shipping on Faire direct orders, which is something, again, you might have observed in the past. Next slide, please. So we've received a number of questions with regard to how insider eligibility would be determined with this new program. So I want to dig into this a little bit further. The key thing to understand with this partnership program is that insider free shipping is determined at the relationship level. So even if an insider retailer is shopping your store, it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be covered by insider free shipping. The diagram on the slide you see now is indicative of how insider free shipping coverage would look if you were not an insider partner. Faire is still committed to offering free shipping on your brand when shipping costs are estimated to be below 6% for marketplace relationships. Faire would cover the costs here, and you would not cover any insider free shipping. That said, you would receive less free shipping without the insider partner status. And as a reminder, Faire would not be covering insider free shipping for Faire direct relationships. That's why you see the quote unquote eligible insiders bubble living entirely on the marketplace side of the diagram on your screen. You can jump to the next slide, please. Now we can look over to a similar diagram on the slide here, only this time it's indicative of how insider free shipping coverage will look if you were to opt in at the insider partner level. If you're an insider partner, insiders will see free shipping on your brand if shipping costs are estimated to be between 1 and 13%. If shipping is expected to be higher than 13%, then an insider retailer wouldn't see insider free shipping on your brand. If the order is eligible and the buyer is a fair direct relationship, again, 0% commission, then you would cover the shipping cost of that order. If the buyer is a marketplace customer, again, 15% commission, then Faire would cover the shipping. Next slide, please. To help clarify this a bit more, I wanted to go through a few examples over the next few slides here. In this first example, an insider retailer orders from you as a marketplace relationship, and the average estimated shipping cost is 11% of the order total. If you're opted in as an insider partner, this insider retailer would see free shipping on your brand through Insider, and Faire would pay the shipping cost if the retailer placed an order. If you were not opted in as an insider partner in this scenario, then the insider retailer would not see insider free shipping on your brand, since 11% is greater than the 6% baseline insider free shipping level. In this scenario, the retailer would pay for shipping if they ended up still placing an order. Next slide, please. In this next example, an insider retailer orders from you as a fair direct relationship, again, 0% commission, and the estimated shipping cost is 8% of their order total. If you're opted in as an insider partner, this insider sees free shipping on your brand, and you would pay the shipping costs, as their 8% estimated shipping cost is below the 13% threshold used to assign insider free shipping at the partner level. If you were not opted in, the insider would not see free shipping on your brand since they're a fair direct relationship. The retailer would pay for shipping. Next slide, please. In our final example, an insider retailer orders from you as a fair direct relationship, and our estimate suggests that the shipping cost will be 13% or less of the order total. But in reality, the actual shipping cost ends up being 20% of the order total. If you're opted in as an insider partner, this insider sees free shipping on your brand. You would pay the shipping costs up to 13% of the order total, and Faire would cover the remaining 7%. If you were not opted in, this insider would not see free shipping on your brand since they're a fair direct relationship. The retailer would pay for shipping. Next slide, please. So now we'll talk through what this could mean for your brand and how you can start thinking about this for your own specific brand situation. We can jump to the next slide. So ultimately, what this program can do for your brand is help you grow your sales by offering more free shipping without needing to cover all the costs yourself. Given we've been running the current Insider program for years, we know the effect that Insider and free shipping in general has on retailer purchasing habits on Faire. First, we've seen it's the best way to convert more customers. Retailers are 30% more likely to buy on Faire when they see Insider free shipping on a brand. As proof of this, we noticed that brands with expanded free shipping during Faire Summer Market saw 22% more marketplace sales on average than during their prior market. Second, it's a great way to build loyalty with existing customers. We see that retailers reorder 30% more when they get free shipping and place larger orders when they do so. Lastly, this could be an important partnership to retain customers. If you have current Faire Direct customers that have been covered by Insider free shipping in the past, then opting into this program will ensure that they continue to receive free shipping on your brand, which will help you, again, retain these customers. Next slide, please. And again, I just want to stress on this slide that we've already begun to see the potential impact of this increased Insider free shipping coverage in practice during this summer's Faire Market event. Brands that opted into the Insider Partner Program before June 30th got a preview of expanded free shipping in the marketplace during the event, paid for by Faire. These early adopters saw impressive results. On average, they saw a 22% increase in marketplace sales compared to the previous market when they didn't have the expanded free shipping coverage. Next slide, please. In order to help brands like yourselves make an educated decision here, we've invested into a lot of resources that show every brand personalized numbers for what they could expect in terms of impact, coverage, and costs if they were to opt into this program. So first, I would suggest that everyone on this webinar goes into their Faire portal if you haven't already, clicks on the marketing tab, and then clicks on the Insider Partnership tab, where you can see your personalized numbers in that portal. This is also the page where you can ultimately opt into the program. I won't be able to go through specific numbers on this webinar, but I can walk you through how to look at these numbers so that you can opt in with confidence. So first off, these numbers are looking at your personalized sales over the period of April 2023 to March 2024. And if you weren't on Faire during this whole period, we then projected out your numbers to kind of encompass that entire period of time. We then compared opt-in and opt-out scenarios, assuming this program had been hypothetically live during that period of time, to project the expected difference in sales and coverage between the two. Lastly, we calculated your costs based on how much free shipping you would have covered over the year and compared that to the costs that Faire would have covered from its expanded free shipping coverage. Of note, your costs are not a fee. They're an estimate of how much shipping you would have covered on 0% commission orders over the year period described. Said differently, these costs would have not been costs that are being paid to Faire. They would have been investments into converting and retaining your Faire direct customers through free shipping. Next slide, please. So to dig a bit deeper into your personalized estimates in your portal, we have a few more resources that you can click into under the numbers portion of the Insider Partnership page. Again, you can find the Insider Partnership page under the Marketing tab in your brand portal. You can see some of these resources on the slide. I'd encourage you to click into each of these cards to learn how we estimate your sales impact based on increased conversion, increased loyalty, and increased retention with free shipping. We also list out how more insiders will see free shipping on your brand. And lastly, we break out, we break out the costs and how eligibility works in detail specific to your brand and your average shipping costs. We know that there are a lot of numbers and scenarios with this partnership, but we wanted to ensure we were as transparent as possible to give you confidence in how opting in can help you grow your sales on Faire. We can jump to the next slide, please. So before moving on, I wanted to quickly highlight what's not changing as part of this partnership, as we also received a number of related questions. First off, Faire Direct is still an incredible tool for brands to leverage to drive 0% commission orders on Faire and to offer retailers an easy ordering option with net 60 terms and free returns covered by Faire. Also, all of the new retailer benefits still apply. So that would be the 1 year free shipping with your brand. For new retailers, you bring to Faire as a part of the Faire Direct sign-up offer, which is separate from Insider. Second, Faire is still committed to offering free shipping through Insider, regardless of whether you opt in or not. And we will continue to fund a baseline of free shipping on your products to eligible insiders who find you on the marketplace. That said, we hope you opt in so that we can fund even more free shipping for your brand. Next slide, please. So last slide here. And before we move on to questions, I also wanted to share some exciting developments coming soon on the Insider roadmap. First, when the program launches on August 22nd, brands that have opted in to be Insider partners will be able to track their Insider sales easily in their brand portal and on the Insider Partnership page. This will include metrics around sales volume, Insider customers, and shipping costs paid by you and Faire. By the end of the year, we'll also be rolling out a new filter that will let you filter your customers by whether or not they have Insider free shipping with your brand. We've heard your feedback and know that sending campaigns that target your Insider customers will help you get the most out of this program. We'll keep you informed about the launch date and when this will be ready. Additionally, by the end of the year, we're expanding the Insider program to retailers in Canada and Australia. This expansion will help Insider partner brands reach even more Insider retailers. As always, we appreciate your feedback and ideas as we continue to make the Insider experience better for both brands and retailers. And now I'll pass it over to Emily.
Perfect. Thank you, Ian. So now I'm going to run through some of our top frequently asked questions about the program to give a little bit more clarity and insight. So if you go ahead, skip to the next slide, we'll start with the first question, which is, what do I pay if I become an Insider partner? As Ian mentioned, there is no fee to opt in to become an Insider partner. If you do opt in, you will only pay the shipping costs on any orders as you receive them from eligible Faire Direct 0% commission insiders. That's a mouthful, but just to know, it's not all of your Faire Direct customers, just your Faire Direct customers who are insiders and fall within that eligibility threshold. So it's only a segment of those customers. Now, as Ian mentioned, if you'd like to check your personalized annual cost if you opt in, as well as the average percent shipping cost per order that your brand could expect to pay, you can visit your Insider Partnership page under the Marketing tab within your portal. As Ian mentioned, these projections are based on prior sales data. And even if they may not be fully representative of future performance, we do feel confident they will provide useful estimates of the cost that you can expect. And finally, as a reminder, you will not pay shipping costs on orders that you receive from eligible insiders on the marketplace. Another way to think of these folks is your 15% of your commission customers. Faire will cover those shipping costs. So if we skip to the next question here. We could go to the next slide. There we go. So how are shipping estimates calculated? It really boils down to two things. We use the retailer's location and your actual reported shipping costs in our estimates. And this eligibility applies to both marketplace and Faire Direct insider relationships. I know we've received some questions about how we factor in weights and dimensions of your packages into the estimates. While we don't directly account for these details, they do influence your previously reported shipping costs. So they do play a role in our estimates, which we understand for those of you with heavier or more expensive to ship products. There might be concern about coverage. So two things there, would highly encourage you to visit your Insider Partnership page. As mentioned here, you can see personalized sales projections based on your actual shipping costs. And most brands actually see coverage increases if they opt in, even in categories with heavier and more expensive to ship products. Second, we have a dedicated team at Faire working hard to improve the shipping rates we offer. So I hope these efforts will help unlock more coverage for brands over time. Next question, so next slide. What happens if actual costs end up being higher than the 13% estimates? The great news here is that you will never have to pay over the threshold for shipping. Occasionally, hopefully rare, the actual shipping costs on an insider order exceed 13% if you're a partner or 10% if you're basic of the order value that we previously estimated. When this happens, please rest assured that you will never have to pay that overage. So what this looks like for, or when this happens for eligible insider marketplace orders, Faire will pay for the shipping on those orders either way. So that coverage will not be a concern, or that overage would not be a concern. And then for the eligible insider Faire Direct orders, you'll only pay 13%. Again, if you're a partner, 10% if you chose the basic membership of the order value, and Faire will cover the difference between that threshold and the actual shipping cost. So for example, if you are an insider partner and a eligible insider Faire Direct order comes in and the shipping cost is actually 15%, Faire would cover that 2% overage. So from that 13% to that 15%, Faire will cover. One important note here is that if you are using Ship on your own, we'll only be able to reimburse the shipping costs on your payout up to an approved amount for those orders. This is exactly how it is today, how it has always been for Ship on your own. So there is no change here. So brands that do use ship on your own frequently are probably intimately familiar with what their approved amounts are. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team to figure out what the approved amount is for you. Go on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a twofer. Why do insiders get free shipping on only some brands? And does becoming an insider partner increase regional reach? Great question. We actually get this question quite a bit. So I'll start with the first question, why insiders only get free shipping on some brands? That brand retailer relationship becomes eligible for insider free shipping when the cost to ship is estimated to be between 1 and 13%. If you choose to be an insider partner, and 1 and 10% if you choose insider partner basic option. As mentioned, the two factors that influence these estimates are a retailer's location and your actual prior reported shipping costs. So what this means is, as a partner, when we expand your eligibility, more insiders will see free shipping on your brand. Since eligibility is based on shipping costs, we do usually see a correlation with insiders who are geographically close to you becoming more likely to see free shipping on your brand, since typically the costs to ship to them are lower. One additional note, and I know Ian had kind of touched on this a little bit, Insider is available to a majority of US retailers, but excluding Alaska, Hawaii, and select US territories. And it's not currently available to Canadian retailers yet, but it is on the roadmap. So hopefully we'll have that soon. I could go ahead and skip to the next question here, wanting to make sure I get through all of these before we come up on our 30 minutes. So does becoming an insider partner affect how I ship my orders? Can I still use SOYO, which stands for ship on your own? The short answer, no, it does not affect your shipping method. You can continue using your preferred shipping method, whether that be ship on your own or ship with Faire. Nothing will change on the fulfillment side of the process. Just please remember what I had mentioned previously is for ship on your own, we'll continue to only reimburse the shipping cost on your payout to an approved amount for those orders. And then last and final question here is, what is changing for retailers and how is Faire communicating this with them? So we are planning to make a big splash of this. We've actually already started communication out to retailers. So in mid-July, so mid last month, we announced to insiders that we've partnered with brands to dramatically expand free shipping they get on Faire starting August 22nd. And also note that some may see changes to the exact brands they have free shipping with as a part of the expansion. And then on August 22nd, when the program officially launches, we're launching a marketing campaign for retailers with the primary messaging that insiders will now have free shipping on twice the number of brands as before, which is huge. This campaign will span across retailerfaire.com experience, email, our blog, and our social media. And then our retailer sales team will also be doing one-on-one outreach to top buyers on Faire for this campaign. What this looks like for existing insiders, our focus is driving them to shop more on Faire with many more brands they now have insider free shipping on. So think banner ads and prompts on Faire.com and emails featuring brands they have insider free shipping on. We will not specify whether Faire or the brand is paying for shipping costs, just because we want to make sure that the retailer shopping experience stays very simplified. And then what this looks like for non-insider retailers, we'll focus on motivating them to join or rejoin Insider so they can get free shipping on more brands than ever. And one great thing is when non-insiders browse on Faire, they will actually be able to see on every page which brand they would have free shipping with if they were insiders. And then one final thing in regards to the retail experience, insiders will continue to pay $19.99 per month to be part of the program. We have had a few questions from brands on whether we considered simply increasing this monthly insider membership fee for retailers instead of asking brands to cover Faire direct insider shipping costs through the insider partnership model. And to be fully transparent, today, Faire pays over 3x more in insider shipping costs than we receive in insider membership fees from retailers. So simply raising the monthly insider membership fee would not have been a viable alternative path to expanding free shipping coverage on Faire. So I hope that provides a little bit more context and clarity. So with that, if you go on to the next slide, perfectly timed at 10:30 Pacific time. That concludes our webinar for today. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be sending out a brief survey when you leave the webinar. Your feedback really helps us improve the content for future webinars. Also, if you had any questions that you had asked that we weren't able to get to, we will follow up with you afterwards. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday.